So all the Dems are experiencing is what we already went through. You just need to admit that. Sometimes I just want to shake the remaining sane Democrats and saying, what are you? Because anti-Trump, and that's not doing any good. You've indulged the whims of deranged activists for 8 years. That didn't work. It's imploded. Look at how quickly the Pete Hegseth hoax just imploded. He's drinking at the podium. That thing was gone before it had any traction. Mm-hmm. So I said this on Friday. I'm going to keep saying it. My new role here is to give Democrats advice because we get the most viewers. Rather than trashing them, I'm going to help them. Because that's the kind of person I am.
You really are so nice.
First of all, the Dems have to let go of what's killing them, which is obviously the remaining wokeness. And I go back to my zombie analogy. In every zombie movie, the hero struggles against becoming a zombie when, in fact, if he just lets the zombie bite him, it's over with. The zombies leave you alone, and you can work your way up the zombie ranks, become a zombie bureaucrat, get a good zombie consulting fee. That's what the Dems did with the woke virus. They let themselves get bit rather than resist. That only works if all of America complied, but they didn't. So now you got to unbite yourself. Now, in order to do that, and this is we are so used to being called evil. We've been called evil since day one. Reagan was compared to Hitler. I remember that. So we're used to being the bad guy. So the new Democratic Party has to realize that their survival will not require praise. Praise doesn't build anything. You learn that from 2024. No amount of accolades from the woke, created anything. Didn't create jobs. It didn't make safer streets. It didn't stop any wars. It was ephemeral. It just dealt with your emotions. So you have to stop operating from worrying about activists being upset with you because it doesn't help. Your big challenge, and we talked about this in the green room a while ago. The big challenge, Trump has found the middle ground on every issue, and he called it common sense. So what that did is it imploded the left versus right structure. You can't get left or right on the high ground. That's why it's a high ground. So there's no left or right. So how do you outflank that? You can't. So you end up having to find new ground. They need to find issues that Trump hasn't already picked over. And that's a challenge because it's like when it comes to issues for the Democrats, it's like going to Walmart on Saturday after Black Friday. Trump has gone through everything. So, there are some issues that are going to come up that the Democrats could reshape their party around, but I don't want to help them yet.
Yeah, it's not water pressure in the showers. It's not straws, Jessica. You guys are going to have to dig deep. Your name was invoked. Does your party thrive on praise?
I like it. I love some affirmation. My mom texts me every day during the show so that I have a friend.
My mom does, and I have an enemy.
That's true. My mom and your mom.
Right.
She still loves you, but obviously is hugely disappointed.
Would be nice to hear it from her once in a while.
I'll message her and say that you'd like to hear from her in a positive direction.
Thank you.
I don't hate everything that Greg said. I also just think on these issues, you could take the L and be kind of magnanimous about it. If I was Hakeem Jeffries, I would say, if you are on the wrong side of even a 60-40 issue, I know Dana would go with 80-20 or 90-10, but
on the
some of these where you just say, we don't need to have this fight right now. The American people have spoken. We're not going to be showing up at the ballot box for another 2 years. Let's see how this goes. This is what my party is about, right? And Greg, when you say let's find some new issues, I think the issues are going to be the same. People vote on the economy, right? They vote on immigration. So we need to stake out what our position is, have common sense messaging that really lifts up the average American, get back working class voters and go from there. I do want to say something about Daytona. And, I'm fully aware that President Trump, this is a big victory. They have control of all three houses, even though it's only a slim majority in the House. But, a lot of Americans were having a really bad weekend because of these storms. So over 10 people passed away because of these storms that were hitting the eastern side of the United States. 9 alone dying in Kentucky, people drowning in their cars, tens of thousands without power. President Trump signed the emergency declaration, but he didn't, as far as I know, put out a statement. He didn't go out there. He's not going to meet the families, as far as I have heard. And you say if Joe Biden had done this, if Joe Biden had shown up at the Daytona 500 while there were people living under emergency declarations and passing away in Georgia, a tree fell into a guy's house and ended up killing him.
Do you think this is a fair comparison?
Oh my God.
That
Why?
you're taking.
God.
This is not a hurricane event. You're talking about storm. So he needs to respond to every single death?
No.
Then he wouldn't be president.
Well, he needs to, I think, say something when the whole point was criticizing Joe Biden for absolutely everything that he ever did. I mean,
Because
you
he
said
never
that
did anything. Start with
Really?
North Carolina.
That's not true.
He never did a
We've
thing.
gone through it multiple times about how quickly he signed emergency declarations.
How about East Palestine?
How about you just say that
about I just
maybe
say
you
no?
shouldn't be driving around a race car track when
No,
this is
absolutely
going
not.
on?
No.
But that's like,
How
you know what that
dare
is?
you?
You know what
You
that
don't
is?
have
That's
a
like
right to
saying
say
when
that.
there is news going on the 5, how dare you have one more thing? You know, when people go, oh my God, the economy's in and they're doing a pet segment. No, we also do 57 minutes of everything else. Trump does so many things in a day that him driving around in a car doesn't even amount to 1%.
And they had already done the disaster declaration. I don't think anybody in Kentucky thinks that they're not doing it, not going to be there for them. They're the ones who went into North Carolina in the first week of the administration because the Biden administration, they felt like they had been left behind. I don't want to talk about that because I think it's a ridiculous thing, especially East Palestine. They never went. And then it became a whole issue of they never went. And we didn't say that it was not okay for him to go ahead and like ride his bike at the beach. We do a show every Monday morning. So that means on Sunday, you have to look for material for what you're going to talk about in the morning. Like, what's the news of the weekend? In the last 3 weeks, we've been able to say, wow, Trump did this and he went to that. And now we have NASCAR. And then also, oh, you know what? He's going to do tariffs and he's doing something else. And there were raids in Colorado. And then it's like there's so much news. The visuals of what this White House is doing are so important. And it's such a contrast. Think about flopping on the beach for 4 days. Think of the fact like falling off a bike. Like all of those things are the visuals that stick in your mind. And for the younger people who are now thinking, oh, let me give the Republican Party a chance. Might be the first time in their lives that they ever felt positive about America, that they are enjoying patriotism. So you've got the hockey game Saturday night. I was like, wait, what is this thing again? I'm like, well, I don't know, the big hockey game. And everybody's watching it. Everyone's into it. And we had lots of different generations at this one party on Saturday night. And I was looking around going, America can feel like a great place to be. And you need a little bit of leadership. You don't have to be obsessed with your government. You just have to feel a little bit of that positivity. The Democrats have shown that they're on the wrong side of every issue. Now, all of a sudden, Hakeem Jeffries is worried about egg prices.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that on inflation, my last point here, I know we're running late. On inflation, people have really long memories about that, and they blame the president that was in power. It's one of the reasons that the Republicans won 3 elections in a row after that. Then they lost a couple, then they came back, and that kind of went back and forth. I don't think people are going to forget the inflation issue because it's still hurting them. And more. But I'll stop talking.
All right. And we beat the Canadians, Jessica. Who were you rooting for?
Jesse.
I don't like hockey generally, but the Americans.
Thank you. The correct answer is the Americans.
Okay, great.
Up next, I think Elon Musk and Doge have finally broken MSNBC.
They got your data, dumb. They got all your stuff. Elon Musk has his tentacles in everything you're doing, and nobody seems to give a damn. Don't you know that you are a shooting star? Don't you know?
Made in America. That's something that still means a lot to us here at ᗷᖇEᗩKITG. It all starts right here in this red dirt, northwest Alabama. Our family works extremely hard to bring you the best bed linens and bath towels in the world. We're proud to say that 100% of our products are made right here in the USA. From our family to yours, we hope you enjoy ᗷᖇEᗩKITG.
Your new bike is officially protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer. We can now safely go wherever the wind takes us.
That's right.
It was one of those books that smelled bad, but in a good way, you know?
No, man. Oh, didn't think this through, did you?
No? go without me. The owner and I aren't on speaking terms. Apparently the refills are limited.
Okay.
It's not okay.
When you have your own land, it can be nice to have some help every once in a while.
Are you kids ready?
Yeah. That's why we built the all-new, easy-to-operate Mahindra 2100 series. It's tougher and smarter than anything else out there. With intuitive tech and best-in-class lift capacity, we've made it easier than ever to tick off your toughest to-dos and be ready for whatever comes next.
Thanks for doing this, Dad.
Mahindra, out working the field. It's 0 for 84 and 2,000 cash or up to 5,000 back on the all-new Mahindra 1100 and 2100.
Derriere, caboose, booty, badunkadunk. No matter what eucoids, your tushy is no laughing matter. So don't use a cream that treats your rear end like a joke. Get serious relief with Recticare Advanced Hemorrhoidal Cream. Recticare Advanced is seriously effective with 2 powerful medicines for rapid dual-action relief, soothing the uncomfortable swelling, itching, and pain of your hemorrhoids. For serious hemorrhoid relief for your buns, get Recticare.
Ontario, Canada. Stable and secure. When the world around us isn't, you can rely on us for energy to power your growing economy and for critical minerals crucial to new technologies. We're here, right by your side.
Here's to beating these two. Everything talking about. Don't miss it. Tomorrow on Fox News Channel.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need? Now you can sell your policy, even a term policy at cash payment. Call Coventry Direct to learn more.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
Our friends sold their policy to help pay their medical bills. And that got me thinking. Maybe selling our policy could help with our retirement.
I was skeptical, so I did some research and called Coventry Direct. They explained life insurance is a valuable asset that can be sold.
We learned we could sell all of our policy or keep part of it with no future payments. Who knew? We sold our policy. Now we can relax and enjoy our retirement as we had planned.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify to sell your policy. Don't cancel or let your policy lapse without finding out what it's worth. Visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if your policy qualifies, or call 1-800-983-6200. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
Broccoli, eh? Gotta eat them greens.
Talking about broccoli? I'm trying to get this green on Price Picks.
Huh?
Price Picks is giving you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, that's quick 50.
That's a lot of cheddar.
It's not cheddar, it's quiche.
Download the app and play $5 to get $50 instantly with Cold TV. Prize Picks. Run your game.
She hates me. My hair, my truck, my dog, my music makes her crazy. She bumped in there.
That's a great new song. All right. Doja's getting ready to root out more government waste at places like the IRS. There's also a plan to audit the gold at Fort Knox. This as the left attempts to go nationwide to keep them on a short leash. Today, anti-Musk organizers tried to hold 50 rallies in 50 states, but it wasn't just the streets. Anti-Doge grievances also hitting the airwaves. Watch.
I'd just like you to show that you give a damn, that you got a little emotion about the fact that people are losing their jobs indiscriminately. Just like to see somebody wake the hell up and get excited about the fact that your country is under assault. They're not at the gate anymore. They're in your bedrooms. They're in your living rooms. They're in your businesses. They got your data, dumb. They got all your stuff. Elon Musk has his tentacles in everything you're doing, and nobody seems to give a damn. So that's all I want somebody